Many years ago, there was a reign of terror that enveloped Europe. The Nazi Party seemed as if it couldn't be stopped. Once the United States came on the scene, however, there was hope once again. A monumental battle took place that would lay the foundations for the New World. The Yalta Conference was held in the February of 1945. Winston Churchill, Joseph Stalin, and Franklin D. Roosevelt all agreed to demand Germany's unconditional surrender and to begin plans for a post-war world. The outcome of World War II effectively ended the reign of empires. And from that war, two countries would rise as leaders: the Soviet Union and the United States of America, both implementing their own forms of influence through NATO and the Warsaw Pact. Sam, Dalton, Sean, Jimmy, William, and a random kid together form a team of specialized individuals tasked with analyzing the Cold War and Vietnam War. After World War II, this was the outcome of the de-Stalinization movement.
Look at that beard. By the looks of it, you drive an F-250 with a gun rack and mud and tires. How many trees you chopped down today?
The United States almost lost to the Soviet Union after Stalin's bomb roast.
Hey, Mr. Clean, can I get my mop back?
Frisbee. That's a fitting name, because I'd like to throw you in the trash.
Listen, don't get mad if you hate yourself. You're not alone in that fact.
Look at that face. Not even his mother loves that face.
Your birth is an example of bad things happening to good people.
After this, the world was experiencing a struggle between two forms of government: democracy and socialism. The United States and the Soviet Union amassed many nuclear missiles to keep one another at bay. Other nuclear issues occurred with Fidel Castro during the Cuban Missile Crisis, when nuclear warheads were pointed at the US only 50 miles off the shore from Cuba.
Oh man, we were the first people into space, but we didn't make it to the moon.
May have not been first to space, but we made it to the moon first.
Communism would influence Korea, and a new totalitarian dictator was implemented, Kim Il-sung. The lineage he left caused many issues for the world through Kim Jong-un. The Vietnam War was a result of the Cold War. It too involved the struggle between democratic or socialist ideas. Propaganda during the Vietnam War led to soldiers being villainized by the American public. The soldiers, after returning from the war, were spit on and had food thrown at them.
So glad I came back from war. Citizens?
Unlike the Cold War, the Vietnam War had direct violence. In the 70s, Nixon was implicated in the Watergate scandal, which blew up despite Nixon's best efforts to save his presidency. After the United States withdrew from Vietnam, the rest of the world saw them as a weaker superpower. This was a major win for the socialist movement.
Israel, I choose you. What do I do, Master?
Israel, slap Palestine!
Following the Cold War, NATO created Israel. After this, the conflict between Israel and Palestine would continue for years to come. Before the Green Revolution, global food production couldn't accommodate for the population. After the revolution, however, there was a food surplus. The Berlin Wall was implemented to distinguish Western Democratic Berlin from Eastern Socialist Berlin. Many starved in Eastern Berlin due to the Soviet Union spending the majority of its money on military. The United States solved this issue by dropping food shipments over the Berlin Wall. The United States was seen as a hero. A United States U-2 bomber crossed the Soviet border and was quickly shot down. This created major tension between the United States and the Soviets. To further develop the United States economic system, President Richard Nixon opened trade with China, something that hadn't been attempted in decades. The Berlin Wall would eventually be torn down, an event that showed the world that democracy was superior to socialism. First world countries consisted of the US, Western Europe, and their allies. Second world countries consisted of the Soviet Union, China, and Cuba. Third world countries consisted of the remaining countries that associated with neither socialist nor democratic titles. But, years later, one battle would determine the outcome of the United States and the Soviet Union. Comrade Frisbee and Big Dog Trice.
Comrade Frisbee.
Don't take that from him.
Let's go.
There you go.
Do the world a favor. Pull the bottom lip over your head and swallow.
If ignorance is bliss, you must be the happiest person there is.
I'm sure after you were born, your parents became pro-choice.
I'd insult you again, but I don't have the time to lure the cranes.
Come on, Trace, you got it.
You got it.
Trace.
Come on.
America.
And that's how the United States outlasted the Soviet Union.